Well, they made that show.
The show definitely got made. Like, that's for sure. And then they showed it to us. I still think it's just completely upsetting that the best Star Trek on the air right now is the Orville. Star Trek! Picard.
The season finale.
Season finale. And it's... Oh, is it the same where it's just part 2? Or is it like DS9 when their part 2s have a different name?
No, it's the same one. It's...
What was it? It was like at something Arcadia 2. At Arcadia Ego.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now, you haven't seen it yet?
I have.
You have? You just watched it?
Yeah.
God. Okay. Let's do it.
Meanwhile, in Star Wars...
I, as someone who's going through water damage right now, to get it out of a Borg cube would be awful.
At least it's not made of wood.
Yeah, I like my ceiling.
I have no home. I don't belong anywhere. And I just put a phaser to my head and get it over with.
Because
you're hot.
I miss you.
I've known you for like a day, but
these guys should die.
Yeah, I don't know them at all.
His pervy sister's gonna touch his throat too much.
You didn't know it was him, I guess.
No, she did. She just wanted to assert dominance.
Come see my hiding place.
Yeah, because she like beamed off the ship, or did she just beam to a different part of the cube?
It must have just been site to site, yeah. I would have thought she'd beam to one of the Romulan vessels.
Yeah.
Orange means you're in a medium good mood.
Yeah. It reminds me of the Terminator Universal Studios thing. When in the pre-show they showed like electronic butterflies.
We have no choice. You organics have never given us one.
It's just totally identifying with someone you found out you were 3 weeks ago. If even that. Watching the next season, it's going to be like DS9 and it's the same song just sped up and put the synth tone under it.
Yes. Is this the only way in? Like this giant ship that is broken has one way in and out.
That's called the front door.
I'm a little afraid of it. Like if I use it too much, it's gonna eat my soul.
It's like the sonic screwdriver.
Luckily, you don't. When Saga gave it to me, she said you have to use your imagination.
Oh, she said that.
It's like a ring from the Green Lantern. Really?
Is it like brass knuckles? I love that Star Trek's just like, wow. And then just magic.
All better. The whole ship is fixed.
Thank God the sonic screwdriver showed up. Remember when Star Trek used to have to problem solve and use like science and things and not just a magic device that showed up and fixed everything? And that's the reason I don't watch Doctor Who. The writers had to be like, and their ship is crashed, right? No way to get off the ground, but we just give them like magic and then they can leave.
I suppose that's what mothers do, isn't it?
So he's Lore, right? But like a somehow revived Lore since Data showed up after he got blown up.
That'd be fun. I feel like his dialogue would be written better.
Go ahead, throw it. I want to see what a photon torpedo can do at this range.
Destroy your ship?
Yeah, exactly.
Those are weird pillows in the background.
I like them. They're like big monkey fist knots.
I like it. She's gonna kill you too. It seems to be what she does. When she sits over you when you're on a bed, she just kills you. Those are cool ships. I still think I kind of like them.
At last, our great work is nearly at an end.
I don't like her.
Anyone who gets to say "at last" and then something sinister is cool.
How exactly are we planning on getting ourselves back into Synthville?
You walk in the front door.
The Wookiee prisoner gag.
Ocean's 11 again.
I still haven't seen that.
Oh.
I know the Wookiee thing.
When Picard does the eye patch, they do the same trick.
Oh,
where
yeah.
it's like we see what they're doing while they're talking about planning it.
Yeah.
We can't beam anything in or out, so we'll need a way to conceal it.
Oh, God.
You play? Oh, love the game.
Alright, let's go.
You know, I brought in a prisoner and I just brought a soccer ball with me.
I honestly thought I was the worst secret agent ever, but I'm starting to believe I may have a gift.
He's a great liar.
Back to La Serena. Come on, we've got to move while they're still distracted.
Or is it just inconsistent writing?
Did he not notice she's missing both eyes?
Well, they're both closed now,
Yeah.
so...
When there's no eyeballs, it sinks in. Oh, yeah. My daughter! How could you?
Robot on robot violence?
It's not allowed.
How are we gonna get up there without being seen?
An excellent question.
I'm cool now, guys. I'm cool.
Looking for us?
How did they get out without being noticed?
They got-
And
The attack wing is 7
that was a long walk.
Yeah.
To be alive is a responsibility.
The music in the background.
Right.
How are they supposed to learn that lesson in 6 minutes and 11 seconds?
The way that children learn most things.
You gonna spank him?
By example.
Oh, that too. Okay.
All right.
Make it so.
Don't tell me what to do.
You don't get that line. That's my line. This is my show.
I wanted to return this to you.
Oh.
With the
This is
blood
correct,
still on
Mr.
it.
Ellison. I thought I taught you better than this.
Oh.
Turns out, you know better than we are.
If you make something in your image, it's gonna be as crappy as you are.
I can fight a bunch of robots, no problem.
No, you're just gonna have to blow her up.
So, how do we hold up 218 warbirds till Starfleet gets here?
I like her costume.
If they get
Oh shoot! It's like a hockey puck. She's like the best goalie.
Yeah, why did it go right for her hand?
Yeah. You're the freaking worst. She's got a heck of an arm on her.
Drop your weapon.
Oh shoot.
Over the edge. Step away from the console.
7, just shoot her.
I'm unarmed. I seriously doubt that.
Chick fight.
Yeah, pull each other's hair.
Or would be. If you weren't a disgusting half-meat.
This is why you don't hold a gun 2 inches from someone's face. Oh, my lights went out. The ghost? Oh, dang. Their formation is amazing.
Their ships are so thin.
Yeah, it's weird. You could see them so clearly.
Yeah,
It looked like they were
seems-
in atmosphere at that point already.
Right.
See, everyone else has shot the orchids. You guys let it just eat you when you came to the planet.
Sad Queen Annika. 6 years old, and all she got for her birthday was assimilated.
That's messed up. That's a messed up thing to say.
Why didn't you just put a phaser to your head and get it over with? Because I still had this to live for. This is for you.
Sparta! I knew one of them was going over the edge, and if it was 7, I was going to break my TV.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
It would have been awful.
you figure out a way to get us out of this one, I'll name it after you. Card maneuver.
Ha.
No, that's actually a thing.
Yeah.
Scattering bits of mirror to overwhelm the radar system.
How the hell will we do that? If only
The magic thing that'll fix everything? Oh god, that's a nightmare right there. Stop.
I hope it will change your mind.
And what's that?
My life. Picard out.
Oh, darn.
What is that?
Unknown vessel. Scanning now.
I doubt they would care. They would just already have shot it by now.
Planetary sterilization pattern number 5.
They have 5 different types of planetary sterilization protocols.
General, there are hundreds of them.
Reposition disruptors. Engage them.
Let's not shoot at the main one we saw first. They just did like the good old D&D mirror image and rolled really high. Ooh, the heartbeat sound. Oh, she's just the worst. They've opened Winifred's book, is what it looks like in Hocus Pocus.
Resume sterilization targeting pattern. On my command.
You just like to hold for suspense. That held him off a perfect amount of time.
Just enough.
What are those ships? Was there differences?
Acting Captain Will Riker in command of the USS Zheng-He.
And
it is my duty to inform you that the United Federation of Planets has designated planet Julian 4 in the Vite sector as under the protection of Starfleet. According to the terms of the Treaty of Out, nothing would make me happier than you giving me an excuse to kick your treacherous Talsiar ass.
Give me a reason, bro.
Instead, weapons hot, deflectors to full.
Are deflectors shields?
I guess.
Yeah, are they all the exact same
They all look
ship?
the same. He said he has a fleet of that type of ship.
I guess they stopped having any other ships.
She could just pull up his life signs. He's got that brain issue.
Use the other MacGuffin to fix it.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
if you have a sonic screwdriver that you've been using for everything else, just fix his brain with it. Use the Ocarina of Time.
Get me some polysynephrine. 20 cc.
Just give him an Advil.
Picard.
Soji, please power down the beacon.
It already happened, though. So, like... What?
Right.
Sound like a dragon. Okay now. It looks like Terminator Salvation with those little, like, sewer Terminators.
Oh, it reminds me of Matrix with the big squid robots. Too little, too late?
Wait, she just punched it and it worked? Oh, they couldn't get through all the way? What? The beacon was open for how long? And did it take them a minute to get there?
Well, you think now they know where to go.
Yeah.
When I heard you sent an SOS, I asked for temporary reassignment. Just because I didn't try to talk you out of it. Didn't mean I was going to let you go it alone.
Oh, bros for
I'm
life.
supposed to sit
I've got it from here.
I'll see you around, my friend. Riker out.
Oh.
Doctor.
His brain.
Wait, what's happening? What's wrong with him?
The live feed's still going?
I'm dropping the transporter block. I'll beam you guys right here.
You didn't even beam him to a medical thing. You put him on the concrete. Oh no!
He won't be in season 2.
He's Star Trek Picard sans Picard season 2. Call me crazy, but when there's 20 minutes left in an episode and the main character dies, I usually just don't feel invested because I feel like something's going to be done to fix it.
Right.
If they had done that before they announced there was a season 2.
And we've already talked so much about what was that thing with the brain scans and the golem.
Yeah.
But now we have to, like, pretend like he's dead. That looks
like you're drinking something that's not made to be drank.
Well, no wonder it tastes bad.
That's what passes for alcohol here.
It's just motor oil.
Right, it gets robots drunk, so it's basically gonna kill you.
I said I would never do it again, and then I fucking did it again.
Cussed.
At least that tower, communications tower, has like cool spaces that can be turned into like little quarters.
Yeah, just use it, make a little house. Oh, little boy crying. It's okay, little boy. And then Q shows up and it's like, you're still being tested.
He better.
I dream about you all the time.
It's a little weird, but...
clothes you had on when you... My apologies, Captain. But I'm not certain I could have done otherwise.
True. That might have been the most Data thing you ever did. I've always
so Data.
That I could.
Do you regret sacrificing your life for Soji and her people?
Not for an instant.
Then why would you imagine I regret sacrificing mine for yours?
Oh, deep. This feels like on Transformers when he died and went to robot heaven.
Yes.
The many, many things that I regretted after your death was that I never told you
that you loved me. Dr. Sung and Girardi, with help from Soji, were able to scan, map, and transfer a complete neural image of your brain substrates.
So he's in the computer just being transferred right now? And is talking to Data in some purgatory computer program?
I would be profoundly grateful if you terminated my consciousness.
No, don't do it. Don't go against his wishes.
Goodbye, Commander.
Goodbye, Captain.
Oh shoot, he's walking into the light. He's gonna wake up with a cool robot body.
Yeah, he's gonna look like Chris Hemsworth. Oh.
Those two faces looking down at you. I'd be like, send me back. We put you back in an old man's frail body, though.
Tell me about
just so we can use the same actor.
Body.
Not even like
works.
And the brain
a
abnormality
gun
is
hand.
gone.
Yeah, scissor hands, gun hand.
Extraordinary.
He's like, I can't jump tall buildings. This is lame.
I have a promise to keep.
No. Oh, the Blue Skies song.
Looking at the human race with all its violence and corruption.
Yeah, that's what humans are now.
Yeah. You unplugged his USB.
And our little life.
Was he old? No. Each one of those powered a light. No. But to be fair, are you gonna break those isolinear chips or just plug them back in later?
We never know when we'll need Data's consciousness. Let's keep it around.
They're a weird couple. I don't like it. Seven, join the crew. Ragtag gang of fun. Are you gonna be gay?
They're holding hands.
Oh God.
And they're gonna play. Everyone from Voyager's gay, right?
Yeah, most of them.
I think I'm just more cut out for wandering. And now that they've lifted the ban on synthetics, I'm free to travel.
You mean you want to explore?
So you're gonna say engage? You gonna say it?
Engage.
There we go. Okay.
Thanks, I hated it. They've established like a huge number of like super advanced robots that are just hanging out that now know where you are, who I guess want to kill you because you built a robot. Like that seems to be their MO.
I feel like the whole thing was like that they're searching for synthetic life in all of these galaxies. And the moment you knock on their door and they come halfway through and you close it, it seems like being that intelligent, they still know where you were and just come.
Right.
How cool it was to see Picard again, and how cool it was to see Riker again, didn't outweigh. I just feel like this show was unnecessary.
Oh, totally.
There wasn't enough cool, and to see Seven again, I feel like I'm less for it. Like, it would have been cool. Like, everything that I wanted wasn't quite there. And there was a lot of just crap.
And the writing is just so weak. So the first twin knows to trust and seek out Picard. I guess, but even though they're twins, they don't need to be twins, but for some reason they're made as twins because they don't understand why Lore and Data are different. I don't know. But then why does the second one like need to learn to trust Picard? It's like it just felt completely for the writing plot convenience.
Josh, when she's calling her mom like immediately is like, go back to Picard, go to Picard. And every time she talks to her mom, that's like her message is to go to Picard. Soji keeps talking to her mom, and she just puts her to sleep and is still trying to keep her in this mindset of being asleep. I don't understand. It just,
Yeah, it was just, what's happening in this scene? This needs to happen. So, it just wasn't a cohesive world. Because, again, it's not part of the Star Trek universe because humans are not violent or corrupt. But this states that, again, humans are violent and corrupt. But somehow Data was still cool despite that. No, he learned to be cool because humans were cool.
Yeah. The core heart of what makes Star Trek and why fans love it is a look at a brighter possibility of a future. It's a hope that, look, we can get beyond petty crap and we can work together. That despite how bad things are now, it'll get better. The world will be better. People will get better. We can work together. And this entire show is not only not about that, it's about the opposite of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it doesn't feel like Star Trek. It has no heart of Star Trek in it.
But they say warp drive and Borgs and Data.
So it's basically Star Trek, right?
Yeah.
It's like when people try to do steampunk and they're like, just put a gear right there and call it steampunk.
Yes.
No. It's,
That's what this was. It could have been just a generic sci-fi show that might have been okay, but then they slapped it full of Star Trek labels and then it just didn't feel like anything.
I still think it's just completely upsetting that the best Star Trek on the air right now is the Orville. I feel like I need to digest this more before I can cohesively explain what is going on that I don't like, but there's a lot. Honestly, I just watched them kill Data at the end and I didn't care, and that's upsetting to me.
Because we already watched actual Data die. This is just a simulation that apparently just been sitting alone in a computer like Moriarty, living his life. But they didn't give him anywhere interesting to look at. He was just in a room that was literally, everything was spray painted gray.
Yeah, the worst room to hang out in.
I would want to die too. Don't give him anything to live for.
One thing I just hate, and it reminds me of the way Lost Girl ended, the final season was just awful. They just started pairing people up just so they could have pairs on the show.
Oh, okay.
And I find that so annoying. And even that final scene, Raffi and Seven are holding hands, I'm like, did you guys even talk to each other that much during this whole thing?
Did they have a scene together at all, actually?
They didn't, I don't think they even had a one-on-one scene, did they?
No.
She was on the ship with them, but and I'm like, I find that annoying. I find that it's just, also even the pilot dude and the doctor chick, I'm like, she banged you because she was upset once. And you kind of took advantage of a crying girl and banged her. And at the end, they're like, they're together too. There's no structure in what this is meant to be. I mean, just basic storytelling. That's why I don't watch Doctor Who. That's why I don't watch shows where they're like, and then it's just solved. It's so lazy to do that. You used to have to find it was a cool thing. It's like a technique. Pick an impossible scenario and then write around it, and you figure out how to get the characters out of it. Mm-hmm. And they don't do that here.
No,
it's just okay, the ship's crashed, and it looks like they're never gonna lift this ship again. So we'll just give them this little Ocarina of Time brass knuckles, and they'll just fix it.
And all it really seemed to do was repair that woven bit of the busted wire, which it seems like you don't have a replacement for that.
Well, you could even say there's certain things with a neural connection. You could have, basically, it can read what you want neurally and do it. You could stretch it and say possibly that's some sort of future tech. But then, she's holding it and just talking to him about, it'd be so cool if we could, make multiple images of ourselves. And she holds it and makes an image of her face. I'm like, that's not even interfacing with anything computer or physical at that moment.
Then, after they establish this magical device, we're supposed to believe that she's not going to grab it to try to fix him. Use it to make something that could fix him, or,
Yeah.
They introduced too powerful of a MacGuffin to then
ignore it.
Try to, now we're going to pull on your heartstrings by killing Picard off.
Oh, yeah, so the Romulans were going to come shoot him. Picard runs out to stop him.
Yep.
Does a weird echoey thing that makes it look like there's a bunch. Here's the Picard maneuver to make sure they think there's a lot of ships. It holds off the Romulans for a split second. So much of this seemed like the time just stretched way too much. You wouldn't think that their main life goal, especially for the main Romulan chick, is to destroy synthetics. And they get to the planet and don't immediately just blow up the entire planet.
Right, yeah.
She tells him 5 times to lock onto the planet, lock on to the thing, and never says fire once.
Yeah, it's ludicrous.
And then Picard ships there, a lone ship, and instead of just ignoring this tiny little ship when you have a fleet, and just still shooting the planet. Like, this is something she's willing to die for. It seems like it's such an ingrained...
She's spent her whole life infiltrating Starfleet.
It's a religious belief, too. So it's like, no, you would just shoot past the tiny ship and blow up the planet. And then when you see a fake fleet, even if you think there's a fleet, ignore them, shoot the planet.
Right, you have... no.
And it holds them off long enough that Riker can come and say, like, hey, Picard had sent a message, so this is, like, Federation-owned planet, and you can't do it or it's an act of war. And so they just leave. She just gives up on her life's mission. And so she's building the tower, and Picard tries to talk her out of it, and then Picard's sacrifice, when his brain finally catches up with him, pushes her to be like, you're right, I will do what you said. And even though they open a portal to these synths, the synths don't try to come through. They try to come through, and then the portal closes. It took them like 5 minutes to try to even come through. And then the portal, they're halfway through, and they're like, oh, the portal's closing, I'm just going to go back inside. And then Picard's put into the Golem's body. And when he's in the machine, he has a weird purgatory thing with Data. And Data's like, just kill me, I'm in a gray room, this is awful. But then he doesn't actually kill Data, he just unplugs Data.
Right. Maybe he shatters those
They didn't show it!
No.
So he just unplugs Data, so technically there's a chance Data might come back.
And the end of the chick fight, when Seven kicks the Romulan lady off the ledge, like, I think she'll come back with, like, she'll have a limp and, like, a thing around her knee, and she'll be like, and then she'll kill the brother because now he's defected to being good.
Yeah.
Wait, where was the brother after all that?
Where was he? They didn't even address what happened to him.
Yeah.
He wasn't on the ship in the final shot.
No, I don't think. Maybe he's in the brig.
Where? Yeah, that doesn't make... They didn't explain where he went at all.
Well, they made that show. The
show definitely got made. Like, that's for sure. And then they showed it to us. There's a lot of shows that I think the final season was awful. Like, ignore it. Like, Will and Grace is something that everyone universally is like, just ignore the final season, and then they got a reboot and you can move past it.
Okay.
There's a lot of shows like Lost Girl, like, ignore the final season. There's like...
Okay.
And you could still, separating that, enjoy the show. And so I'm wondering if, like...
This will be ignore the first season.
Yeah, because like, the thing is, Terry, who's taking it over for the new show, and I bring up a lot, started in Star Trek. He started with Star Trek Voyager, and then he went to Enterprise. That was his origin, and that's why I think they're like, just throw him as showrunner for season 2. And I have a lot of faith in what he can do based on what I've seen him do.
Yes.
And I think his headspace is that he's a very good nerd. He's in the right headspace. And he also said, I heard in an interview saying that it's going to be very different. He's like, season 2 is going to be totally different. So I'm hoping that means good. Because different than bad is usually good. Yeah. So I'm hoping if this is something that I could just ignore season 1 and enjoy season 2, I'm still coming back for it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never talked to him. I don't know is it valuable to him that in the Star Trek universe, humans aren't petty, violent, easily corrupted,
awful
deceptive
people.
Things.
He wrote 12 Monkeys, and at the end of that, people were still inherently good. And it was about the apocalypse and the world dying.
Yes.
There was so much heart into these characters in horrible situations. I'm happy this season's over.
I always had to be reminded that this show was on by other people so that I would watch it.
Yeah.
So there we go.
I just feel a little broken after that.
I mean, it was a bad fan film. Like,
that's what it feels like.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, this versus Star Trek 09, like, they're both kind of like...
The thing with, like, the movies, the reboot movies, and I've always said, I'm like, if I viewed them as just high-budget fan films, I could enjoy them. I could say, like, oh, this is some fan's take on it. Yeah. It's just a fun AU fanfic you made. But this one, I'm like, if someone was like, here's my fan thing, I'm like, yeah, but none of the characters would act like that.
Right.
This isn't realistic. None of that is what actually happens in the show, so what are you writing? Okay, whatever, I have nothing else. I'm done. See you guys next season. Please be better.